So, you've probably heard the name Linux, right? And maybe it makes you think of, I don't know, super hackers in a dark room or these giant humming servers. But what if I told you it's so much more than that? Today, we're going to pull back that curtain, and honestly, you might be surprised by what we find. Okay, let's just dive right in.
I mean, that's a pretty bold statement, isn't it? But it really gets to the heart of how much things have changed. Those old stereotypes, that Linux is hard to use or that it's just for geeks staring at a black screen with green text, they're completely out of date. It has become a seriously high-performance platform for, well, pretty much everything, from gaming to your day-to-day work.
Okay, so what exactly is this thing we call Linux? The name gets thrown around all the time, but it's one of the most misunderstood terms in tech. Is it an operating system, like Windows? Is it some kind of special program for coders? Let's clear this up once and for all. To really truly understand Linux, we need to tackle the single biggest point of confusion. I promise, if you get this one concept, everything else is going to click into place. Okay, here's the key. Most of the time, when people say they use Linux, what they're actually using is something called a Linux distribution, or, as everyone calls it, a distro. Just think of a distro as the whole package, a full, ready-to-use operating system that's all set up for you. And this is probably the best analogy you'll ever hear. The Linux kernel is the engine. It's the absolute core piece of tech that talks to your computer's hardware. But you don't drive an engine down the street, right? You drive a car. The distro, that's the whole car. It's got the body, the seats, the steering wheel, the radio, all built around that powerful engine. So if distros are different cars, that means you get to choose which one you want to drive. And this, right here, is where the incredible freedom of Linux really begins. So let's take a look at a few of the most popular models for new drivers. Now, when you're just starting out, you want a smooth ride. It's just common sense. That means you're looking for a distro that's super easy to install and feels, intuitive. You want it to just work with your Wi-Fi and your graphics card without a fuss. It needs to have all the software you want, and this is a big one, it's got to have a big, friendly community you can ask for help if you ever get stuck. This table breaks down 3 of the absolute best choices for anyone new to this. You can think of Ubuntu as the reliable, modern sedan. It's popular, it's safe, it just works. Linux Mint? That's the comfortable, familiar car, perfect if you're coming over from Windows. And Fedora? Well, that's the sporty, innovative model for people who want a sneak peek at the future. For years, Ubuntu has been the go-to recommendation, and for good reason. It's incredibly reliable, especially what they call the long-term support, or LTS, releases. Those versions get security updates for 5 whole years. You can basically set it up and forget about it, knowing it's just going to keep working day in and day out. Now, for anybody making the switch from Windows, Linux Mint is just fantastic. It's like a warm welcome. Its Cinnamon desktop gives you that traditional feel you're used to, with a start menu, a taskbar, the whole deal. Plus, it comes with all the stuff you need to play your music and videos right away, no extra steps needed. It's so thoughtful. And then there's Fedora. This one's for the beginner who is a little more adventurous. It runs the super modern Genome desktop and gives you the absolute newest software and features as soon as they're ready. It might take a little more tinkering to get everything perfect, but man, it is a fantastic way to learn how Linux really works. Okay, so now you know what a distro is, and you've got some ideas about which car you might want to drive. But what's actually happening inside that car? Come on, let's pop the hood and take a look at the architecture that makes all of this work. This diagram here shows the core layers of pretty much any Linux system. We're going to build this thing from the center outwards, starting with the physical machine all the way to the apps you use every single day. At the very, very core, you have the hardware. This is the physical stuff, right? Your processor, your memory sticks, your keyboard. It's the tangible foundation that everything else is built on top of. Sitting directly on top of that hardware is the kernel. Hey, that's our engine from the car analogy. This is the central program that's the bridge between the software and the hardware. It's managing everything, CPU time, memory, and telling all the other programs what they can and can't do. It's really the unsung hero of the whole system. Next up is the shell. Think of this as the command center, the cockpit. When you type a command into that classic terminal window, it's the shell that listens, interprets what you want, and then tells the kernel what to do. It's your direct line to the heart of the machine. And finally, on the outermost layer, we have the application programs. This is everything from your web browser to your photo editor to your games. These are the tools you actually click on and interact with, and they all depend on those layers underneath them to get anything done. It's a really elegant layered design. But why? Why is it built in these specific layers? Well, it is absolutely not an accident. It's the result of a really powerful and intentional design philosophy that is all about simplicity, modularity, and giving you, the user, control. The Linux philosophy is guided by a few really simple ideas. Instead of building these huge, complex programs that try to do everything at once, the goal is to create lots of small, simple tools. Each tool does one specific thing, and it does it really, really well. And this command line is the perfect example of that philosophy in action. I know, it might look like complex computer code, but it's actually just 4 separate tiny programs all chained together. And its job? To give you a clean, sorted list of every unique user who's logged into the computer right now. So here's how the magic works. The who command makes a list of everyone logged in. Then its output gets piped, that's what that vertical line is called, into awk, which just grabs the first column of text, the usernames. That filtered list then flows into sort, which puts them in alphabetical order. And finally, that sorted list goes to unique to get rid of any duplicates. See? Each program is a filter, just changing the data a little bit and passing it along. It's brilliant.
So, wow, we've gone from the big picture of what a distro is right down to the nitty-gritty philosophy behind a single command. So, what does all of this add up to?
It all comes back to this one idea. Linux is more than just software. It represents a totally different approach to computing. It gives you the freedom to choose your car, the tools to fix it, to modify it, or even to build a brand new one from scratch. It's about putting you back in the driver's seat of your digital life.
And that's the thought I really want to leave you with. As our digital world gets more and more controlled by just a handful of giant companies, there's a real profound power in using a system that's built from the ground up on the idea of freedom, the idea of choice. What's the value of that to you? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me on this one.